Lost Rift offers an intense survival experience set on a dangerous island. Alone or with a group of 5, you try to survive by building bases, gathering resources, and combating environmental threats. Dynamic weather conditions, sudden storms, and fog make each expedition more dangerous. The modular construction system makes it possible to customize your shelters against different dangers. It is necessary to fight against both environmental dangers and other players throughout the island, which requires more caution and planning as you progress. A new resource, a new risk, and a new decision await you at every step. The changing nature of the environment and the ever-increasing dangers make careful planning and cooperation vital. Using your resources wisely and acting as a team becomes the most important key to survival on this challenging island. Subnautica 2 invites players to a completely new ocean planet to survive and explore. This time, with up to 4 people in co-op, you can explore the mysteries of the deep sea with your friends. Thanks to the new DNA modification system, you can change your genetic structure to adapt to environmental conditions, which diversifies your survival strategies. Improved base-building mechanics allow you to build more customizable and functional structures. Developed with Unreal Engine 5, the game offers a more visually impressive experience. In this world full of new creatures, biomes, and threats, each dive means a new adventure. Subnautica 2 becomes an impressive option for both fans of the series and survival game lovers. Breathedge 2 deepens the survival mechanics while preserving the absurd humor of the first game. You develop your own spaceship, land on different planets, and complete challenging missions by collecting resources with your team. The role each team member takes directly affects life on the ship, making management more strategic. The game's retro-futuristic visual style gives the space theme a humorous and creative atmosphere. Missions often progress outside the norm, with interesting solutions and unexpected results. You need to carefully balance weapon systems, handmade tools, and environmental hazards. In addition, the funny moments you experience with your immortal chicken add a fun flavor to this space adventure. The fact that it successfully blends the absurdity with the feeling of survival makes it one of the standout productions on the list. Into the Dead: Our Darkest Days is a side-scrolling survival experience set in a zombie-infested city. You manage a group of survivors to reach safe zones, gather resources, and build shelters. Factors such as hunger, fatigue, and morale directly affect your group's endurance. While exploring during the day, it is necessary to prepare defenses at night, as barricades are constantly under threat. Silent progress, careful resource management, and correct decisions are of great importance for survival. Keeping the physical and psychological states of the characters in balance becomes more difficult with each passing day. Changing environmental conditions and increasing dangers increase the pressure at every moment of the journey, making the experience more intense. Days Gone Remastered reintroduces the open-world survival theme with improved visuals and technical improvements. As you follow Deacon John's story, you explore by motorcycle, gather resources, and try to survive against freaker hordes. Remastered graphics, smoother animations, and improved environmental details make the game's atmosphere even more intense. The fight against large freaker hordes becomes even more challenging with Horde Assault mode. Permadeath and speedrun modes add extra competition and challenge to the gameplay. Combat and driving experience become more tangible thanks to DualSense support. It offers an experience that feels the balance of survival and exploration more strongly with new content and technical improvements. Dune Awakening is a large-scale survival experience set in the harsh wilderness of Arrakis. You try to survive by managing water resources, preparing for sandstorms, and avoiding deadly sandworms. Dynamics such as establishing bases in the open world, exploring with vehicles, and capturing valuable spice resources shape the gameplay. PvE and PvP elements coexist, requiring strategy development against both environmental threats and other players. Political systems, dynastic alliances, and economic struggles allow you to have a say in the world beyond survival. The changing nature of the desert and the ever-changing map structure make every exploration more risky and valuable. In this atmosphere where every decision has an impact, it is vital to proceed carefully. Pathologic 3 expands the survival theme with new elements such as time travel while preserving the dark atmosphere of the series. This time, you take on the role of bachelor character Daniil Dankovsky and try to save a town struggling with a deadly plague. You only have 12 days in the game, and every decision you make directly affects the fate of the town. Being able to go back in time and change the course of events makes the game unpredictable. Details such as the use of a microscope, experimental treatment methods, and quarantine management also reflect Bachelor's scientific approach. A world full of tension-filled dialogues, strange characters, and mysteries to be solved awaits you. This production, which draws attention with its storytelling, successfully transforms psychological pressure into a survival experience. Death Stranding 2 is about Sam Porter Bridges' struggle to survive against a new threat. The world has become even more complicated with the risks created by connections, and new threats must be faced at every step. In maps where environmental changes affect real-time, you need to be prepared for natural disasters such as floods, earthquakes, and fires. By developing new tools, equipment, and strategies, you can affect both your own journey and the fate of others. Exploration and building mechanics have been expanded, and social connection systems offer deeper interaction. The new characters and dangers you encounter as you progress through various biomes constantly shape the story. It becomes important not only to survive, but also to open a path that brings hope for humanity. Wild West Pioneers combines city building and survival elements in a Wild West atmosphere. In the game, you build your own town from scratch, collect resources, and grow your community by meeting the needs of settlers. You need to keep the economy afloat by establishing production chains and discover new settlement areas. Each settler has their own needs, which requires more careful planning for management. Seasonal changes and harsh weather conditions make the struggle for survival more realistic. You can protect your town from external threats with sheriff appointments and defense systems. Different biomes to explore and a large strategic map add variety to the gameplay. Trying to survive in the harsh nature of the Wild West offers an impressive experience for those who want to balance management and survival. Terminator Survivors offers an open-world survival experience set in a dark world dominated by machines. You emerge from a shelter, gather resources in destroyed cities, build a base, and try to survive against the threat of machines. With Skynet's hunters always lurking, you need to plan every step you take carefully. Mechanics such as base development, building defense systems, equipment production, and exploration deepen the gameplay. You can fight alone or with your friends in online co-op. As you progress through the environment, it becomes possible to discover more challenging areas, valuable resources, and new survivors. Finding the right balance between both resource management and defensive strategies is vital. The story focuses on humanity's tough resistance during the rise of the machines, providing an unforgettable survival atmosphere. Rooted is an open-world game that takes place in a post-apocalyptic world and deals with the theme of survival with extensive systems. The traces of the global bacteriological war are still intact, and humanity is trying to rebuild its life in nature. The camping, resource collection, repair, and crafting system are worked out in great detail. You can establish a base in forest areas or destroyed city centers alone or with your friends. Every structure you develop and every resource you collect directly affects the world you live in. Enemies are not just wild animals. Other survivors and advanced robots also pose a threat. Developed with Unreal Engine 5, the game draws attention with both its visuals and atmosphere. It offers an experience where you have to plan every step along with changing environmental conditions. State of Decay 3 takes the fight for survival in a world full of zombies even deeper. In the game, you try to survive by gathering resources, building bases, and managing your community. Advanced AI and dynamic weather conditions make each encounter unique. Thanks to the permadeath system, every character you lose is gone forever, increasing the importance of every decision. New wildlife threats and expanded co-op features increase the strategic depth of the game. Developed with Unreal Engine 5, the game offers a more visually impressive experience. Keeping your community's morale high, managing resources effectively, and creating defenses against zombie hordes become the key to survival. Under a Rock offers an open-world adventure that brings a different breath to the survival genre. In the game, you control a 19th-century explorer who crashes on an unknown island in a hot air balloon. This island has an alternative evolution path, filled with giant creatures, Neanderthals, and real curses. A unique 64-square-kilometer procedurally generated world awaits you in each new game. Mechanics such as exploration, base building, resource gathering, and crafting can be played both alone and with up to 10 friends. The game's visual style draws attention with its colorful and vibrant atmosphere. In addition, the exploration experience is enriched with movement options such as glider, climbing hook, and diving. When night falls, enemies become more aggressive, making strategic base defense important. Under a Rock offers a fresh approach to survival games, making it a prominent option for exploration and adventure enthusiasts. Outward 2 returns with a deeper take on the survival elements and an improved RPG experience. In the game, you will face challenging enemies while struggling with environmental hazards such as hunger, disease, and weather conditions. The character development system has been expanded and offers more personal progression opportunities with skill trees. The dynamic day cycle and changing seasons force you to create different strategies during exploration. The combat system has been made more fluid compared to the previous game, with dual-wielding weapons and new abilities added. Your decisions during your journeys have lasting effects, and it is possible to feel the consequences of each step in the long term. It promises a rich survival world that you can play both alone and with your friends online or split screen. Atomfall offers a survival experience set in an alternative history setting in the northwest of England after a nuclear disaster. In the game, you manage an amnesiac character trying to survive in the quarantined area and uncover the truth behind the events. The game progresses through exploration, resource gathering, crafting, and dialogue, and enemies include cult members, mutants, and rogue government agents. The game's atmosphere has a dark and threatening atmosphere that contrasts with the idyllic landscapes of the English countryside. Managing vital values such as health and heart rate is critical to survival. The freedom offered by the game allows players to choose their own paths and reach different endings. Atomfall is an impressive option for those who love exploration and story-focused survival games.
Bloody hell!
Right then. Make him regret being
We're out! This one's good as
Little
dead.
bugger. Bloody right, pal. You take.
Jurassic Park Survival offers a dangerous survival experience set on Isla Nublar. You control scientist Maya Joshi, struggling to survive on an island full of dinosaurs after the collapse of the park. Instead of using weapons, it is of great importance to distract the dinosaurs and progress with stealth by using the environment to your advantage. Isla Nublar creates a constant sense of threat, combined with iconic structures and wildlife. Each dinosaur has unique and variable behaviors, making encounters different every time. Environmental elements and stealth mechanics require strategic thinking during the survival process. Storytelling and atmospheric details deepen the chaos experienced on the island. In order to survive, it is necessary to wait for the right time and act carefully against the dangers of the island. Light No Fire stands out as the new open-world survival game from Hello Games, the developer of No Man's Sky. In the game, you try to survive on a fantasy planet the size of Earth in a fully explorable environment. Mechanics such as exploration, construction, resource gathering, and crafting give players the opportunity to create their own stories. It is possible to soar through the sky riding dragons, climb giant mountains, and establish settlements in different biomes. The game's multiplayer structure allows you to build permanent structures and create communities with your friends. Each player's experience is designed to be unique, making each discovery special. Light No Fire brings a new breath to survival games by combining RPG depth with sandbox freedom. Quite a Ride is a first-person survival horror experience set on a rural road covered in thick fog. In the game, you cycle through an ever-changing environment, managing your phone's limited battery life and trying to decipher mysterious messages. Your phone's battery only charges as you pedal, requiring you to be constantly on the move. The entities lurking in the fog are unforgiving of pauses, so stopping can be fatal. Along the way, you'll encounter abandoned towns, secret laboratories, and mysteries waiting to be solved. The game's atmosphere draws inspiration from horror films from the 80s and 90s, creating a constant sense of tension. Additionally, new areas, characters, and missions are unlocked through players' collective progress, increasing community interaction. Quite a Ride offers a unique survival experience that requires constant movement and strategic resource management. Renown is a medieval-themed open-world survival game that offers players the opportunity to build their own kingdom from scratch. In the game, you try to survive by gathering resources, building structures, and fighting enemies. The melee combat system is easy to learn but difficult to master. You can engage in strategic battles with different weapon types and armor combinations. There is a wide range of building and destruction mechanics, from building your own castle to besieging enemy castles. You can also reflect your own style with character customization options and express yourself with flags and colors. The game's dynamic PvP system increases competition between players and offers an experience where every decision you make affects the course of the game. Renown promises an in-depth survival and strategy experience for both solo players and those who want to play with a group of friends. RuneScape Dragonwilds lets you forge your own path by struggling to survive in the harsh nature of the Atomfall continent. While gathering resources and building shelters, you can interact with the environment by using the magical anima energy. The weapons and armor you develop play a critical role in your survival against giant dragons and other threats. To reach the legendary Dragon Queen, you need to constantly progress, discover new areas, and use your skills masterfully. Alone or with a group of up to 3 people, you can fight for survival in every corner of Atomfall. The dynamic world structure requires strategic resource management and constant vigilance. Powerful enemies and secrets waiting to be discovered turn every step into an exciting adventure.